Did you know that over 70% of Earth's forests remain unexplored? Imagine the hidden horrors that lurk within. Now let's paint a picture. Picture a forest dense with towering trees and tangled undergrowth. It's a mysterious place, largely untouched by human hands. This particular forest, however, is more than just unexplored. It's said to be cursed. Yes, you heard right, cursed. Rumors swirl about the chilling happenings within this forest. Whispers not of the wind rustling leaves, but of unseen entities echo through the trees. Shadowy figures, more felt than seen, linger in the periphery, always just out of sight. These are not just tales spun by overactive imaginations. They are accounts from brave adventurers who dared to venture into this eerie woodland. So, are you ready to delve into the unknown? Let's begin our journey as our brave adventurers step into the cursed forest. As our adventurers venture into the forest, an overwhelming sense of dread consumes them. This is no ordinary trek. Their hearts pound in their chests like the beat of an ancient drum, echoing the ominous pulse of the wilderness. The forest, dense and seemingly impenetrable, swallows their bravado whole. Initial unease creeps in, settling like a cold mist around their hearts. The silence is unnerving, broken only by the crunch of leaves underfoot and the distant hoot of an owl. It's as if nature herself holds her breath, anticipating their every move. Soon they start noticing strange occurrences. The air suddenly drops a few degrees, sending chills down their spines. Unseen creatures rustle in the undergrowth, their movements discordant in the otherwise still night. The forest is alive, and it's watching them. Despite the growing fear, they push forward, unknowing of the horrors that await them. Deep into the forest, the rumors no longer seem like mere tales. The forest is alive, and it's not friendly. With every footfall, the adventurers can sense an unsettling shift in the atmosphere. The tree branches seem to sway with a mind of their own, creaking and groaning in the chilling wind. The rustling leaves whisper secrets, their voices a low, ghostly hum that seems to come from all directions. It's as if the forest itself is speaking to them, the murmurs of 1,000 lost souls carried on the breeze. They press on, hearts pounding in their chests. The air grows colder, and the shadows seem to dance along the forest floor. The forest is a labyrinth, its paths winding and twisting like a serpent, leading them deeper into its heart. And with each turn they feel the presence of something or someone watching them. It's there, in the corner of their eyes, the fleeting shadows that dart between the trees. They're always just out of sight, but the adventurers know they're not alone. The figures are like wraiths, spectral and elusive, their forms flickering in the dim light. They're the phantoms of the forest, the silent watchers in the trees. Then there are the whispers. They're more distinct now, the words almost discernible. They echo through the forest, a chorus of voices that seem to beckon them further into the darkness. The whispers are tales of sorrow and despair, tales of those who ventured into the forest and never returned. They're a warning, a plea, a chilling testament to the forest's curse. And yet the adventurers press on. Each chilling whisper, each shadowy figure is a puzzle piece, revealing the terrifying truths of the forest. The forest is more than just trees and trails, it's a living, breathing entity, home to countless souls who have lost their way. With each step, the forest reveals its terrifying truths, but our adventurers are far from turning back. The deeper they go, the line between reality and nightmare blurs. Our brave adventurers are now in the belly of the beast, the forest's unending darkness swallowing them whole. Their senses are heightened. Every rustling leaf, every snap of a twig, every whisper of the wind is amplified in the silent night. The forest teems with life unseen, its secrets hidden in the shadows. Suddenly, a chilling apparition appears. A figure, translucent and spectral, flickers in the distance. It's a sight that defies logic, a vision that dances on the edge of their sanity. The figure is there one moment and gone the next. But the feeling it leaves behind is undeniable, a shiver down the spine, a sense of dread that sinks into their bones. But it isn't just the apparitions that torment them, it's the feeling of being watched. It's the sensation of unseen eyes boring into their backs, tracking their every move. It's the eerie silence that's suddenly shattered by an otherworldly howl, a sound that echoes through the trees and sends chills down their spines. They are not alone. They can feel it. The forest is alive with presences unseen, each one more horrifying than the last. They see faces in the darkness, hear whispers in the wind. They feel a cold touch on their skin, a spectral hand reaching out from the void. As they delve deeper into the forest, the hallucinations grow more frequent, more terrifying. The adventurers are caught in a web of fear, their minds playing tricks on them. The forest warps and twists around them, a maze of shadows and terror. Their hearts pound in their chests, their breath coming in quick, shallow gasps. Reality and nightmare are no longer separate entities. They intertwine, weave together to create a tapestry of horror that threatens to consume them. The forest is not just a collection of trees and shadows, it's a living, breathing entity, a creature of the night that feeds on fear and despair. As sanity teeters on the edge, they realize that the forest is not just cursed, it's a living nightmare. And they are its prey, trapped in its gnarled grasp, caught in a game of cat and mouse where the stakes are their very lives. The adventurers, now prisoners of their own fear, face their final fright. The stillness of the forest, once soothing, now feels suffocating, as if the very air they breathe is laced with dread. The moon, their only source of light, casts long, twisted shadows that dance and flicker with a life of their own. Their senses heightened by terror, they start to hear a low, guttural growl, a sound that seems to echo from the depths of the forest, chilling their bones. It's no longer just whispers in the wind or rustling leaves. It's something alive, something that lurks in the darkness. Suddenly they feel an icy grip on their hearts as they see the source of the growl. A shadowy figure larger than any man stands before them, its eyes, glowing with an eerie light, seem to look right through them. The figure moves closer, its form shifting and contorting with each step. The adventurers, paralyzed with fear, can barely move. Their minds scream at them to run, to escape, but their bodies refuse to obey. The figure is now close enough to touch, its breath like a cold wind sending shivers down their spines. Then, in a desperate attempt, they gather their last ounce of courage and break into a run. Their hearts pound in their chests as they navigate through the dense undergrowth, the figure's growl echoing behind them. They stumble, they fall, but they keep moving, driven by the primal instinct to survive. Trees whip past them as they run, their breaths coming in ragged gasps. They can feel the figure's presence close behind, but they dare not look back. The forest seems endless, but they press on, their will to live stronger than their fear. Finally, they see a break in the trees, the edge of the forest. They burst through the undergrowth, the figure's growl fading into the distance. Barely escaping with their lives, they leave the forest forever scarred by its horrors. Safe from the forest's clutches, they bear the haunting memories of a night that will forever linger in their nightmares. Their breaths are heavy, their hearts pounding like a drum in the eerie silence of the night. The forest, once alive with the harmonious sounds of nature, now resonates with the echoes of their terror. The brave adventurers, once filled with curiosity and excitement, now carry the weight of a horrifying reality. Their journey, marked by ghostly whispers and shadowy figures, was a test of their sanity. The cursed forest, with its strange occurrences, has left an indelible scar on their psyche. Their narrow escape was not a victory, but a reminder of the chilling truths they unearthed. The haunting hallucinations, the final fright, all are now fragments of a nightmare that will revisit them in the quietest hours. As we end this chilling tale, remember, some places on Earth are best left unexplored, and the cursed forest is certainly one of them.